What's up, everybody? Okay, so I'm just trying to finagle this screen here and then we'll get started. It's good to see everyone. Give some people some time to get in. I tried to send out a notification today, so hopefully it worked. Did you all get a notification? Not just now, but like early this morning. I heard YouTube is still on their stuff, so you might not get it when people send it out. Okay, let's see. Got to remind myself where everything is. It's been a minute. Yeah. Okay. Hi, Miss Pamela. Good afternoon. Okay, great. You did get a notification. Thank you so much for letting me know. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Okay. Let me check something out real quick, y'all. And we'll get started. How's everybody's afternoon? Have y'all had lunch yet? What y'all have good to eat? What y'all have good to eat? I find myself here lately just eating a lot of the same things all the time. And I'm grateful. Don't get me wrong. I'm grateful that we have food, right? And a place to live and all of that. But that's like hands down a blessing, right? But whew, sometimes I just want to switch it up a little bit. Let me see if I can do this. Y'all see that in the chat? Yay! Okay, you posted. All right. Good. So welcome everyone. Trying to give everybody a few minutes to come on in. Hey Diva. What's up? Good to see you. Good to see you. So just a few announcements before we get started. I just now I haven't been on here in a while and I've been kind of creeping my way back in, right? And every once in a while you just got to take that hiatus, okay, that little break, and then come back to it. And I think that's healthy for most things in your life, right? You just need to take a little break and come back. But I promise you, I have not been sitting around. Uh, and so, like, I hope to start to share today what things have been like for me since the summer began of last year up until now. And kind of give you some ideas about what's been going on, but also to encourage people because I've been seeing a lot of posts lately about gardeners that have given up on gardening or have gave up for a long time and then came back and are discouraged, or they're just aggravated with the food systems in their cities and their neighborhoods. And I'm like, man, this is kind of all the stuff I've been dealing with lately. And so I just wanted to share my experience with you all about some of those things. And then, I'm definitely going to show you my garden this year. I'm definitely going to do garden tours. I'm going to show you what's up in the garden, right? That's not going to change. Um, there's not a whole lot of, as far as methods of gardening that I've learned since last year, but I will definitely share some of the things I know. but there's a lot of resources and information and people and groups and laws and ordinances, and they're different everywhere. But there's just a lot of stuff I've learned on the flip side of gardening and farming. So I want to share some of that, just in case some of you all are interested or have been thinking about just leveling up, your gardening experience. If you're starting to think about developing a small farm, and a small farm could be anything. I mean, you don't have to have a lot of land to have a farm. If you want to have a market garden, I'm not there yet to market gardens, but we're on our way. That's my hope. But for now, it's more about understanding the atmosphere, understanding the environment, the climate of my city in regards to land access, land development, resources, ownership of property versus renting and leasing, um, purchasing land, um, those type of concepts. So I've kind of been really immersed into those things lately, and so I just wanted to share some of that experience with you all. But first, before we get started, announcements. Um, this morning I was on, YouTube and looking at some of you all's channels, and when I was looking at a video, I got a notification that Food Forest Permaculture was live, and I have not seen his videos for a while. I mean, it's been maybe August, maybe since I've seen his channel, and it's not just because I didn't want to. I just haven't had time to really look at YouTube lately. So, but things have changed with him, his health, and it was quite a shock to me. And I'm telling you this because we are all going through a pandemic right now, and we know things have changed. Our lives have changed drastically. A lot of people have lost their lives. We know some of those people. Maybe we've experienced COVID and its symptoms, been exposed to COVID in some way, working in those environments. And so there's a lot of going on. Now, he doesn't have COVID, but he has shared on his channel, Food Forest Permaculture, about his illness. And his illness is very serious. I mean, like literally, he could not be here with us tomorrow. And I just want to. I'm not trying to put his business out there because it's out there. He has done videos on it, and this morning he talked about it. But what I'm trying to say is, we don't know what people are going through. We have no idea unless they tell us. And sometimes, and I just seeing. I mean, visually, he looked great. He really looked great. But I mean, after he explained what was going on, you can clearly tell that there's a physical difference. His spirit, though, is the same, maybe even more enhanced since he's been going through all this stuff. But I mean, he is strong. He is hopeful, and there are people making and I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying, sometimes we just don't have the words to say, and so we say something, and it I just I don't like the tone of, well, we'll see you when we get to heaven kind of thing. Like it's already over. He's right here in front of us. He's still kicking it. He's still rocking it out. And so anyway, I just want you all, if you are a praying person, if you send good vibes, whatever it is, think about him and his family as he's going through this illness. Lift him up. Food Forest Permaculture. He, again, it's sudden to me, but he's been going through this for just a little bit of time. And for it to be as serious as it is, I can't even believe he's trying to talk about it. I mean, really trying. Like, he's through the snot and the tears. He is really trying to bring awareness about this specific illness, but also just I know he's being um, hugged very tightly by his family right now, as much as possible, because he really has no immunity. Like, he can't even get a cold. Getting a cold is going to put him in could put him in very, very bad shape. So just lift him up. Just lift him up for me, please. Food Forest Permaculture. Go check out his channel. And just understand, if you are interested in understanding the illness that he has. Apparently, it affects more men than it does women, and it's very, very rare. But anyway, he's on my mind. He's on my mind, and I just wanted to give him a shout out. And just encourage everyone else, whatever you're going through right now, I just pray in Jesus' name that you have perfect peace, and that peace can only come from God. So I pray that in on top of everything else that we're going through in this world and our worries and concerns. So I just pray in Jesus' name that you all are doing well. Okay. So other announcements. In the description, I listed my Facebook pages and my business pages. I started a business last year. Isn't that crazy? July 2020, I went legal, you all, and developed a company called BearFruit and Grow LLC. And I think I mentioned it a bit on YouTube, but it is official. My website is there. It's very raggedy right now, but it's up. We're making some changes, and I got some good people working with me and helping me out. Soon we will go live with seed collections that you can purchase. We already have some other services that I offer through that company or through my company on there already, but a lot to come. Okay. A branch of BearFruit and Grow LLC is the farming side, and I have not officially started farming, but this year it's supposed to be my first year. Okay. And I say supposed to because I have another announcement. Okay, so before I get to that announcement though, I will be opening a micro, like real small scale nursery. Okay. And so it's kind of natural for me because I grew so many plants anyway, just for my garden, and I overgrew plants, and then I would just sell them here and there for $2. And that's kind of the game plan. But this year I have some growers like growing with me. I hired some people to grow with me. So I have 7 people in my community that have agreed to grow plants for me, and they're growing anywhere from like 2 flats to 20 to 50 flats. So I'm excited about that. We should have a good range, a variety of plants and varieties of fruits that locally people can purchase. I'm not shipping any of those plants. I'm not there yet. Okay. So locally, the plant nursery is available, and then it will be in April. And then the seed collection, I will announce that when it's live, but just stay tuned for that. We've got a few of those coming, so I'm excited about that. Okay, last announcement. So I mentioned that this year was supposed to be my first year officially farming. And by farming, farming can look any way you want it to look, right? I am clearly in a highly urban residential environment neighborhood. And so I do not have 20, 60, 100 acres, right? Farming. I don't have a tractor. I don't have any of that stuff. I am an urban gardener farmer, right? So I have expanded my garden again. And so I plan to grow intensively. And I'm not growing a whole lot of different things, right? So I've narrowed it down to about 8 to 10 crops that I'm going to grow. And about half of those crops are actually, they have a home. So for instance, I will be growing greens. It's not your typical salad greens, microgreens. Well, it can be a salad. I'll start microgreens in the fall of this year. But for this season, the plan is to grow red mustard greens and some other variety of mustard greens. And my in-laws have actually started a farm, and those greens will furnish their pickup, produce pickup on the farm at least twice a month. So I'm excited about that. And then I've been working with a group that I'm not too engaged with anymore, but I've made some, some networking, some contacts, and these are restaurant owners that are interested in purchasing from local farmers, specifically Black farmers, supposed to be. So we're still trying to work that out, but I have one or two crops that I'll be growing for those restaurants that are interested. I already have one that just wants herbs, period, and has listed those herbs that they want. And so I can do that for them. And so on a small scale, really, I'm not commercial. I'm not, I'm just getting started. I'm just dabbing my toe in some things. So I'm excited about that though. And then in my community, the west part of our town is considered to be a food desert, and I live in the south side of town, but it's literally becoming that way because my specific city, inside of the city neighborhood, because there are no grocery stores. Okay, it's all corner stores, all liquor stores, and so I've declared my area unofficially. Okay, I should say officially, but I've declared it a food desert. And so my goal on Monday is to start attending our city council meetings so I can possibly um, work toward that is my goal. Now, so a lot of things coming up, right? So as I ease into this farming thing, okay, and discovering the process and understanding what it is, part of this easing in is because we are expecting a baby. And yay! I know, right? We're expecting a little one in May. Can you believe it? So it's like right at the beginning of the growing season, sort of. We're starting to grow in February, but you understand what I'm saying, right? When it gets warm and everybody's getting out in their gardens and putting in plants and things. And but that's okay. That's okay. So that kind of, I'm just reframing the goals a little bit, dialing back even a little bit more. But I have so much support from the gardening community here. So you want me to name the baby? Well, it is a girl. Apparently, it's supposed to be a girl. And little big girl farmer is very, very excited about that. She has a little sister on the way, and so she's pumped, right? And that's what she wanted. Now, dad, on the other hand, he was shooting. He was shooting for a boy, but it didn't work out that way, apparently, according to the ultrasound. And I meant to have a picture for you all, but I forgot it. So anyway, I am more than about halfway there in the pregnancy. Thank you so much, Miss Pam. And so that's caused some other things to kind of, we have to just kind of reframe things. We work some stuff to figure out how we're going to do all of this and then expect this new little one. And this pregnancy has been way, way different. When I tell you, I'm still grateful because I know it could be worse, but I definitely, it was not like the first one. The first one was pretty much a breeze. More tired than anything on the first one. This one, I mean, every symptom you could have, I think I've pretty much went there and conquered, and then still having some things going on. And but overall, we are healthy. We are and I'm so grateful for that. There are some little battles, but overall we're good. So just keep us in your prayer. Thank you. So tell Joe it's his own fault. It's a girl. It does. And I'm actually right behind my sister-in-law. So his brother is they're about to have their third girl. And so he was like, but it's just the way things are going right now. So we're expecting two new babies to the in-law family this year. And prayerfully everybody just continues to stay healthy and as healthy as we can, or managing the battles that we have to fight, but that's okay. So y'all keep us in prayer. Hi, UT. Well, thank you so much. Yes, it is exciting. I mean, we're very excited. We really are, and it's been little big girl farmer just turned 5. So, and a lot of you don't know this because I didn't. I don't think I shared this at all. I don't really do this a lot, so this is making me feel a little uncomfortable. But we did experience a miscarriage in 2018, and so it's been about that long since we were able to bring forth another life, and but we are hopeful. We are praying, and very grateful for just being, despite all the craziness that's happened, um, and the very difficult first few months. We are so grateful for the experience and the opportunity to just be able to, because a lot of people, yeah, I'm telling you, a lot of people aren't able to have babies, and we were told we couldn't have babies. So I'm just, I'm just blown away by the miracle that we get to witness and be a part of. So thank you all so much for your well wishes and your congratulations. Yeah. And see, all of my husband's, all the grandchildren in my husband's family, his generation, are boys. All of them. Okay. And so I guess it's just the girls' time, Everybody's having girls. So um but on to, I think I'm ready to go on to gardening farming. Um so let's start to talk about summer 2020. Okay. Around July, I started, maybe June, I started in getting more involved in the ag community, the agricultural community here in the city, in my city. And one of those groups that I became a part of was just a little gardening chat on Facebook. And they would meet in person, but because of the pandemic, they decided to go virtual. So, you have to register, it's free, through our county's soil and water conservation district. Okay. And so they would post a link, you register, you get the confirmation link, and then you join the Zoom meeting. And so every Friday at noon, they had these little garden chats. And so people, I mean, like every time I attended, there were different people, there were the same people, it just depended, but you would more or less see different people every time, and a lot of familiar faces too when you logged in. And we would just talk about things that were going on in our gardens, our experiences, what rated us, and things that were going really well, just whatever happened to happen. Now they're trying to do like topical discussions for the wintertime. And so since I have been engaged, I was asked to lead some of those meetings. And so that was kind of cool. You're just kind of hosting, just kind of, you're not really because they're topical a little bit, you're coming with a topic that you want to discuss, but it's still more about letting the people talk, like what have been your experiences about. So for instance, coming up, I'm going to talk about winter sowing, and so my hope is I can actually get outside and do some stuff. There is a big spider on the window. Okay, sorry, I just saw it. It's brown. Okay, you just stay over there. As long as he stays over there, I'm good. So anywho, so anyway, it's just, you're there to help guide the conversation really and welcome people in, but the group kind of takes it, the conversation wherever it goes, and so it's really laid back, real chill, and I really enjoyed it. Then one day I happened to get on there and messed around and mentioned that I would so purchase this farm, and that was up for sale here in the city. And this is the only farm that I know of in the South End that still exists. And this farm is 10 acres. It used to be a flower farm. They did sell plants and had field crops, like bib lettuce and things like that, but um, mostly a flower farm. He was known for his flowers. It was a truck farm, and he supplied, a lot of flowers to Kroger and some other nurseries and things in the city. But it was up for sale, and it's been up for sale for, my understanding was like the past 5 years. And I just happened to come in, in year 6 or whatever, or 5 or 6, and uh, literally pursued the purchase of that farm. What I learned from that was that it ain't no game. I mean, like, if you're gonna purchase land, you need to do your homework. And I knew nothing. I just simply mentioned that I have dreamed up a dream, and if I could purchase that farm, I would. This girl heard me, asked me if she could call me, and then boom, here we are on this journey to purchase this 10-acre farm. Now, I didn't actually purchase the farm, and I did do a few follow-up videos that I posted to YouTube, and my GoFundMe campaign and all this other stuff. I mean, I will get into that more later about what happened, and what didn't happen. Okay. In order to get on board with purchasing that farm, that specific farm. But my goal is still to purchase land, more land than I'm sitting on now. My house in this residential neighborhood is on less than a quarter of an acre. Okay, less than a quarter of an acre. It's about 0.22 acres. Okay, so I'm going to do all I can here, and then probably in the next 3 years, now that we're having a baby. My husband is on the school board. A lot of you all know that. He has a 4-year term there. We can't move outside of the area that he represents, because then he would not be able to be on the school board anymore. So to represent the district that he represents. And we really do love the area that we live in. We really like it. We're not, I'm ready. The only reason why I'm ready to move is to get this land, right? I just want some more land. It doesn't have to be. At first I thought I wanted 40 acres. Then I was like, nah, 20 is cool. Nah, 10 is cool. Now I'm down to 5. Okay. and that's just because, now I would love to purchase a lot of land and do what I want to it, but me specifically living on a plot of land that I'm working, I don't want more than 5 acres. 10 is great. I had plans for that 10 acres. Okay, believe you me. And actually I'm still grieving the loss of that purchase, because it was, the dream, the vision I had for that was incredible, and only because of the people that I was working with was it like really, like I could really see it, and all the moving parts, and I just had a great team. So that's the other thing. It's okay to get, for yourself to develop plans and get things going on your own. People do it all the time. But if you have 2 or 3 people that you can kind of run ideas by, that are in it with you, kind of campaigning with you, rallying for you, with you, and specifically, I developed a team. I didn't really develop it. It just kind of happened. When I tell you things were just falling in place. But these people were very, very serious about supporting me. And then they were very, very serious about and very good at what they did. So, and every last one of them worked in agriculture except one. But her skill sets were incredible. I mean, just, I don't know where they think about these ideas and these strategies. It was just amazing, incredible. So the vision is still going to go forth, just not yet with this 10-acre farm. Okay, it's on the back burner. Probably won't happen. On the land that I live on, I'm gonna do as much as I can, being in a residential area and such a small space. And I say small because what I want to do is big. And but we will work there. I think it's really cool to start small and gradually grow. And I would have done that anyway if we moved on that 10-acre farm. Okay. You don't have to, just come out the gate farming 10 acres if you don't want to. You get to do what you want. So my goal is always start small wherever I am and grow. And that's what I feel like I've been doing over the last couple of years. And so started the company, BearFruit and Grow LLC, and then joined this garden chat, met a girl who talked me into pursuing the purchase of this farm, did it, didn't purchase the farm, but met a lot of people. When I tell y'all I met so many people, most just wanted to be nosy, right? So they just wanted to know what I was doing. And but they wanted to understand. Most of them really wanted to understand so they can talk to other people. And about half of those worked out to where at least I got a second conversation with them. Half of that half actually stepped up, and half of that half actually did what they said they were going to do, right? So that's just how it goes. That's just the numbers. But I got to do TV interviews on our local news and radio shows and magazine articles. And actually, I was just featured in the fall winter issue of my alma mater's magazine. And let me grab that because I'm second, okay? Okay, so I didn't want y'all to see all my gut hanging out. I'm not ready to show y'all my belly yet. I'll show you sometime, okay? But it's in there and it's growing, okay? So anyway, here is the magazine, and this is it says it's the alumni magazine. Yeah, and this is their fall winter issue. So that's me in the garden. And apparently the camera guy, when he came over, he peeped through. It was during the pandemic times, right? So I forget when I did this. It was maybe September, October. He had his mask on. I took mine off only for the pictures. He was pretty good distance away. He had a great camera. But we were all safe and everything. And then the inside, this is my friend, and she's gonna kill me for showing her. But anyway, it's a public magazine. This is my friend Mariel, and she was one on my team here as I pursued the purchase of this farm. And we're still buddies and working together on some things. And then the inside issue, like I'm so pumped up about this because I don't do this stuff, and I'm never in magazines or newspaper articles or any of that. So it's kind of fun. My mom is very excited about it. Let me see if I can find it in here. Yeah, there we go. I didn't know I was going to be on the cover, and that was kind of fun. So just a lot of cool things happening, right? And so if you're interested in engaging more in your agriculture community, I would recommend these things. First off, everything is on Zoom or virtual right now. Facebook Live, everybody's developing these little groups or discussion groups or whatever. Their conferences even are, virtual. And that, I think it's a good thing, right? We need to social distance. But I would recommend that if you have not already, make some type of connection with your local soil and water conservation district. Okay, they have a lot of cool resources, a lot of free stuff. Okay, and you may just stumble across a gold mine. Okay, I would also recommend that you connect to your local extension office. Sometimes they're called cooperative extension offices, and this is usually through one of your local or near local universities that have an ag program, an agricultural program or a farming program, where they are doing some type of publications or consistently doing publications, studying, researching agriculture. all things agriculture. So I would recommend your soil and water conservation district, your extension office, your local extension office, or your cooperative extension offices. And then look at the universities and colleges in your area that have agricultural programs. And maybe it's not right in the city. Maybe it's a county or in a rural area. That's fine. Figure out who they are, because most of the time they have an extension office or agents that work specific areas, maybe around you, that can help you get connected to resources. And so I would recommend that you look after, and all those places are free to engage in. You may stumble across even grant monies, and that's how I've been able to do a lot of stuff. Okay. That I will show you soon. If it wasn't for that, I would not, I don't know. I just wouldn't be as far along as I am. Okay. So your local colleges, universities, your extension office, your soil and water conservation district, look for local ag coalitions, local ag groups on Facebook, on Instagram, whatever it takes. I am a part of the Urban Ag Coalition here in our city as well. So that has helped me connect and network and learn like a ton, okay? A ton of things. And mostly free resources. And these people literally get together. I mean, they are really a true coalition, I think. There's no membership fees or anything like that, but they get together and share resources. And I mean, when I tell you these people know stuff, I'm just sitting back and listening. Just sit back and listen. Don't talk. Shut up. Now I talk a little bit more now because I got comfortable. But honey, I try to at least listen for the first 20 or 30 minutes of that meeting before I say a word, unless somebody engages me to say something. But I just want to learn what these people know, because they know a lot of stuff. Okay. Other suggestions. A lot of people have asked me, well, Letitia, I heard you had started your LLC. How did you do that? How much money did it cost you? And we can talk about that, because I don't think I'm going to talk too much more about that, because it's pretty simple and it's pretty similar everywhere you go. I mean, depending on what state you're in, there may be different fees for different things, right? And what county and city you live in too. But one big, huge tip, I would recommend that you all, if you have one, in most, I'm not going to say most states do, because I don't know. But if you have one, Google your city, state, and then a small business development center. Your city, state, then small business development center. Thank you so much, Miss Sharon. Good to see you. Okay. And so I went through the Small Business Development Center. They gave me a business coach, and I got to pick that person. I mean, I picked the person and then I direct emailed them. So I think that's how I got stuck with them, right? Because I direct emailed them and it was like, listen, I just filled out that form. I want you. Can you help me? I want you. There was a whole lot, and it wasn't nothing against everybody else. I just had met this woman years ago. I remember her, like when I saw her face, I was like, oh my gosh. And I remember thinking, I need to work with that woman in the future. And it was the future. Okay. So that's why I asked for her specifically, and I reached out to her specifically. All free. We met online, virtually, did every meeting online, and there was a few on the phone, but there was follow-up stuff. And I became a success story, and supposed to be featured in their newsletter soon. So I'm excited about that as well. But that woman help me out. Miss Tony, if you watching, you know who you are. You are incredible. She's incredible. And she was just honest. She was real. She was truthful with me. Letitia, slow down. Letitia, Letitia, think about this again. Like she was just, I needed that, but she was also like, oh my gosh, that's such a great idea. Oh my gosh, this is, but she really coached the heck out of me. And I'm very, very grateful. And it was free. It was free. So I'm very grateful for her engaging in my life and in this journey. So check out, again, type in Google your city, your state, and then Small Business Development Center. Okay. And see if you have one of those. And reach out and see if you can find something like that, some type of small business development coaching. And this specific agency was free. Um, Once, if you're interested in becoming a farmer or of any sort, urban farmer, you're going to farm in the rural areas, in the city, whatever it is that you want to do, you have to have a farm number through the USDA. The USDA, or the significance with this farm number, according to the USDA, is that you are documented as a farm, regardless of what size, okay, land or how much land you have or whatever. I'm officially a farm 2279. Okay. And I did announce that on the channel when it happened. Um, and, but that gives me access, supposedly, to, and we'll talk about that a little bit more later, probably, but access to their resources. Now, access doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to qualify for everything. I do understand that. Okay. Um, and it might even mean that you according to what they say you should, but you don't. So it's been quite an experience with them, but and there's a history, okay, with that as well, historically, the USDA, and but it just seems like, I don't know, I just want to believe that systems are trying to adjust, or whatever you want to call it, and change. And but it's real easy for any organization to slap this racial equity label on a lot of stuff. I'm trying not to get off on a tangent, okay? But and appear that they are helpful and want to help. I'm not saying that the USDA is doing that now. I'm just saying there's a lot of that going on. And anyway, but the farm number is supposed to give you access to these resources, access to land grants. There's all kinds of things that a farm number could do for you. Okay. And we have a free high tunnel program in our state, and a lot of states do have it. Some states are not issuing a lot of those rewards this year or last year. Apparently the year before, 2017, I think there was like 19 high tunnels issued. And last year I heard that only 3 got approved, and those people have not been notified yet. I applied, but three, a whole state, I don't know. So I'm adjusting and reframing and trying to figure out other plans in the event that high tunnel doesn't come, and that's okay. So but that's one area that you may want to look at. So your FSA, your Farm Service Agency, can help you get that farm number. Okay. And then which gives you access to FSA, your Farm Service Agency. And I have one. My local one is actually a few counties over. Okay. So just look for FSA near your city and state, or near your zip code, and you should have a list that pops up, and then choose whichever one is closer to you, okay, for information. Yeah, and then another thing that I have done is reach out to, of course, going to farmers markets or looking at their websites. A lot of farmers, because of the pandemic, have went to online purchasing, and I'm pretty sure most farmers, even after the pandemic, are going to continue doing online purchasing. I think they figured it out that it's pretty dope, and so e-commerce is like exploding right now in the farm industry, in the ag industry. And that's a good thing. But your farmers markets, you can always talk to local farmers. You can always go to their farms, okay, if they're open. They don't mind that at all. Some of them I would call before you go, because websites are not updated. Like they're supposed to be open, but they're actually closed. And so you don't want to drive a long way. And But people are like really, really nice and they so dope, right, in the ag community. So most people want to share information. So don't be scared to reach out to those folks. And then I've learned a lot from people that are participants of the farm to school programs. So where farms are providing produce, fresh vegetables, herbs, fruits to schools, and some of those schools have high tunnels and greenhouses, but the gardens have been abandoned. So that's another thing that you could do. Even these schools are even letting people utilize their greenhouses because they're not being used. So they're like, cool, I know you through such and such. Sounds cool. What you're growing, as long as it's legal, we don't mind that you use the space. So don't be scared to ask people. You may not be able to afford to purchase greenhouses or afford to build a high tunnel. But if you see high tunnels around your area in these school systems, whatever, just ask people. Does this get used normally? What goes on here? It looks like there's a big old garden here. What is this? Oh, it's a community garden. Oh, okay. Well, can you tell me more about community gardens? I've never been involved. People will talk to you. Okay. Um, there is, I'm not going to expose that yet. I think I want to hold on to that. There is a plot of land in my area, though, that I've been peeping for a while. There's not a whole lot of vacant properties. That's another aspect. The Urban Ag Coalition that I'm involved in, we have been combating issues regarding to land development code and how that influences not just the community at large, but specifically gardeners and farmers as well. And people are getting fined for having gardens in their front yards and or weeds over 10 inches tall. Like it's stupid, ridiculous stuff. And and on top of that, the land development code is not being enforced. It seems to only benefit developers, right? And so there's this thing that I'm involved in right now where we are engaging and trying to reach the people that are going to be making these decisions about land development code revisions, and we just want it to work in favor of the community. Your local metro government, whatever, their governments are supposed to be working for you, right? They're not supposed to be doing things to benefit them, and it just seems like sometimes that's the case. And so I just want to be treated fairly. If I pay taxes, I own this property. I'm doing what I can to be a civilized person, to be a good neighbor. I don't understand why, I can't grow a garden in my front yard or why I'm being fined for silly stuff like that. And not so much in our area, but on the East End, people are getting fined for that, like big time. And part of that has to do with gentrification. We're not going to get into that topic either today, but we do find that a lot of um, it, everybody has an agenda, and so if you have an agenda and you're trying to developers and you're trying to push people out, they figure out how to use these strategies to do just that, right? And maybe even kill people, okay, to get them out. But we won't go there. It's a little too, yeah, we won't go there today. Yes. Uh, yes, I let all elected officials know you work for me at all times. Otherwise, I would be instrumental in you getting out of office. Well, I mean, but it's true, and it is a public service position, and so that's what you're supposed to be doing. Okay, and so man, I've just learned so much lately that I'm busting at the seams, really, to tell you all. And I hope that I can just relay all of this stuff um, well to you. But sometimes I lose my words. But I just, it's something that I'm very passionate about and didn't realize that I was. But I think the bottom line is just like do the right thing. I've said that a lot lately because I believe it. Like we just need to do the right thing. And if we do the right thing, then I believe that a lot of things will just line up for you automatically. Okay. And so you have to make that choice. So every day, every second of the day, to just do the right thing. Um, Sometimes you just need to lay the agenda aside, and that's hard a lot of the time. But if it's not going to benefit the people, if it's not going to lift people up, um, encourage people, then we need to just look at it again, and then don't rush the process. Woo, that has been a lesson for me, right? Especially when I was pursuing the purchase of that 10-acre farm. Don't rush the process. And don't and I don't think I rushed the process with that. I think that was partly the owners doing, but or just it wasn't really the owner. It was just a lot of things. But the process or the vision, don't rush the process of the vision. Just because it's not happening here and now with this particular piece of land doesn't mean it won't happen in the future. And so the future is not guaranteed to anybody. We don't know how long we're going to be here, but if I think, keep being persistent, consistent, things will eventually work out. Not exactly probably the way you plan, because for me, it never happens that way, but it's almost better than what I planned. I'll take that, hands down. So I hope this was helpful in starting the conversation about everything that's going on, and I hope that kind of shines some light about everything that I'm involved in, and I'm excited to share with you all. I'm going to be doing mostly lives, and so I'm trying to get these notifications out. Some people told me they did receive the notifications, so that's cool. Sharon Harris says, I'm in the country in a rural area. The politicians didn't bother me with growing stuff, but the deers did. Yes. And urban versus rural farming, there are a lot of differences, but there are also a lot of similarities. And I've learned that over time. And but you're right, those daggone deer, right? They're beautiful, but they eat up everything. They eat up everything. And so that's another or not concern, but something I have to think about. I'm like, okay, I got all this field land, 10 acres, let's say it's 10 acres. I got to keep stuff out, or they're just going to eat it all up. And even in a residential area, we have a lot of wooded areas, even though it's densely residential. And so, yeah, you're gonna face some of those pesky pests, right? They're beautiful pests, some of them, but yeah, definitely. That the Knox. Hi, my brother told me the same thing. I was pissed, but later he was right. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Lady Agnes, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Hi, Container Crops. Oh, Container Crops, you're new. Hi. I don't think I've met you. So welcome. And I got to check you out because container gardening is my baby doll. I love container gardening, honey, and I love telling people to go for it. If they have a bucket or whatever, I love that to check on. But yes, 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 yes. Can't use lady. Oh, hi. Okay, got it. Why not? What happened? Somebody else had the name, or just people kept mispronouncing the name like me? Yes, Container Crops. Thank you. That's all I do is containers. I love it. I think it's there. There is a space in the world for container gardening. I met a girl, and I don't even know her name. Don't really care to know her name. Like, I love everybody, but I did not like her. And she just and because of these comments, she was just like, we were in a conversation about beekeeping. Okay. And but you know how you're and this is before the pandemic, way before the pandemic. I was at an extension office, it was the extension office, had a free web or a free meeting about beekeeping, and then another free meeting about land grants. So I met this girl twice. She came to both of them, and she, how we go around the table, everybody introduce themselves. There's about 15 people in the room, but she had just boldly, and it's cool to have your own thoughts and feelings. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is, man, like, you don't have to be so with it. Sometimes people just don't know how to say stuff or talk to people. But she literally, her comment was, container gardening is not gardening. If you do not plant in the ground, then you're not a true gardener or farmer. And that ran all through me. I could not. I was like, who can I throw something in her? Can I throw this grape? Because I was eating some grapes and some cheese. They had some grapes and some cheese for, little snack. I was like, I'm about to throw this grape at her. Like, I was so mad when she said that. I was like, how dare you? She's like, I got 15 acres, and then my neighbor gifted me 20, and I just don't believe that true farmers, farm any other way than in the ground. Y'all know yes. Yeah. I guess, yeah, fancy, I guess is the word. He told me to throw it. I wanted to. I think it's the hell part. Okay. Well, Lady Agnes, I'm down. Lady Agnes. Okay. But yeah, it was crazy. Thank you, Diva. I forget that the people in blue are my little helpers. So, definitely go check out that channel because they're not in blue for no reason. Okay. They definitely help me out, and they're worth looking at too if y'all haven't already. But yes, honey. Who gifted 20 acres? That was a drug deal. Hey, I don't put it past anybody nowadays, okay? No one. But that's what she said. Her is a friend of the family that they've known for 20 or 30 years, something like that. And these people were older, and they gifted her 20 acres, and she had 15 of her own. I was like, well, great. That's amazing. I'm down for celebrating. Your goals, your dreams, your accomplishments. I'm down. But dude, you were nasty. Just nasty. How do you make a comment like that? And it was the way she said it. Like, it was just so nasty. In a room full of people that come from all kind of different y'all just don't get me started. Woo! She had my blood pressure up. You hear me? Yeah. So what are you insuring? 95% of my garden is containers. I know I'm old. Shoot, I feel old, but I'm sure it doesn't matter. It does not matter. If you want to garden in containers, then guess what? You can, because it's your garden. You can do what you want. I hate that people try to control everything about everybody's lives. Like, why? And then you make just random conversation. Random comments like that. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. She was about to have a grape in the eye. I was this close. Y'all, I'm crazy. Hold on a second. Let me see what y'all saying. Yes, Diva. Yes, it is real with some people. And I just, whatever. Sometimes, and sometimes we gotta check ourselves. Don't get me wrong. Like, sometimes I gotta remember, remember where you come from. Remember who you are. Okay. And who you used to be. You got to remind yourself sometimes, but you don't have to be like that. You don't have to be snooty and nasty. That just doesn't ever set well with people, unless maybe you're that way and you don't mind, I don't know, being around people like that. But anyway, see, I couldn't have been there. They designed muzzles for people like me. Girl, it was something. Her comment. And she just continued to make comments like that. And I wasn't the only one feeling it. My friend was next to me. And other than her, she was like, girl, she was pulling on my pant leg and beating up my leg because she was like, I'm about to get at her. And but there are other people in the room that, she just didn't make a great first or second impression. So other people in the room agreed with me, but I ain't seen that girl ever again. So, but that just reminded me. But yeah, y'all, it's been real. Thank y'all so much for joining me, and I'm excited. This is my first like full length live, and I'm excited. I'm so excited to be back. And so definitely Saturdays. The times may be different. I'm trying to see how that works again with the people, because everybody's not available during the middle of the day. Some people are more available. I'm just trying to figure it out. So I'm not going to say that I'm going to meet every Saturday at 1:30. But I'm going to try to get in. It in with y'all. Okay. At least twice a week. That's my goal. Thank you so much. Thank you, Container Crops. If it grows out of concrete, it's a garden. Doesn't make it less edible. No, it does not. Speaking of concrete, something amazing, like just I saw something that's so dope, and it was one of the Asian gardening channels, and it might have been a commercial. I don't even know what it was. I don't. No, it was a channel that I watched, and I wish I knew the name of it. And it was probably about 4 minutes long, but they have a brick driveway, and over time it's eroded. And you know how you get like cracks and things. Well, they were getting cracks in their driveway, and it's part of their driveway they don't even use anymore. Obviously, because they're growing food out of it. So the cracks were developing, but they went ahead and like etched out all the way down, and they plant the seed in that little crack, and it grows. Do you think they're weeding? Probably not. Not as much, right? Because the rest of it's concrete. It was amazing to me how they had plants grown, edible plants growing out of this concrete. Like, and it was beautiful. But I was like, that is such a cool idea. Um, but anyway, that made me think of that. Oh, thank you, Sharon. It might be the lighting. Thank you so much. I feel some days I feel like I am too, and some days I'm just like, ugh. Like most of the time I'm just like, this stinks. My back hurts. I didn't like what I just ate. I wanted it to taste good, but it didn't taste like nothing. Like it's bad. Ooh, I'm gonna throw that up. The baby is moving a lot now. And so like sometimes it makes me nauseous because she's moving so much. I'm just like I enjoy feeling her move. It's so cool, but like it makes me sick. So she's pretty quiet and pretty lit still right now. She's probably asleep because I ate right before, and so she's probably full. It's She gets to moving around when she's like, okay, yeah, feed me or else, feed me or else. Um, but yeah, Denox, that video was dope. It was so dope. Um, so anywho, is there anything else before we go? And this is it. Before we go, is there something specific that you all want to know about? Anything related to gardening on a larger scale, on a small scale, farming on a small scale, because I don't know nothing about larger scales, land access, vacant lot purchasing land or vacant lots in your city to use for agricultural use, anything that comes to mind, so I can kind of wrap. I have ideas about what I want to talk about, but if I can wrap or answer any of those questions as I'm going, I would greatly like. I would gladly do that. So anything that you all can think of, any questions, particulars about getting a farm number? Um, do you have to have a farm number to farm? Yes. To legally farm, you do need a farm. Or you if you want the benefits and some of the exposure of a farm, um, to be a legal farm, you need to have a farm number, because it could, like, for instance, um, because I have a farm number, I can market the farm on certain platforms that I wouldn't be able to market on if I did not have an official farm number, if I was an official farm. So I think, like, you can be put in directories, if you say you're a farm and you're literally a farm and you have that farm number or whatever. And that was free. That was all free. It was all free to get that. Now, the paperwork is not that much. I think there was like 4 forms total that I had to fill out. And I had help filling those out because some of the language on those forms, I was like, what the heck does that mean? But and I did not work specifically with FSA to do that. I had somebody at the Soil and Water Conservation and the Extension Office help me with that, and because they knew the process. So for me right now, out of 5 stars, the FSA gets about a 1.5 stars for me right now. So I'm not saying FSAs everywhere aren't like that or are like that, but that's just been my experience so far. Not good. Um, but I've met with some other people in other states that work for FSA and the USDA. I actually had a guy that was retired from the USDA on my team when I was pursuing the purchase of the farm, the 10-acre farm. So I've gotten to know a lot of other people. But specifically in my area right now, they get a 1.5 stars maybe. Okay, but it's good. It's good stuff to check it out. Lady Agnes says having a sister is wonderful. Yeah, having a sister is wonderful. I'm a twin. I have a twin sister, and she's dope. Like we were really close as kids. Kind of ended up kind of not as close when I went to college. And I guess because I was far away, and we're just in two different places. But then now we're our relationship is great. So it is great. And then Little Big Girl Farmer is gonna love having a sister. So yeah, it's pretty dope. How do you get a farm number? Through your FSA, your Farm Service Agency. The Farm Service Agency is a department or branch of the USDA. Okay. But I actually went through my Water and Soil Conservation District representative. So that's what I'm saying. Look and see if you have one locally or your extension office and see if they can help you with that process. But the farm, I mean, you just call them up and tell them that you would love to have the paperwork so you can have establish a farm number for your business, and they will send you the paperwork. All of it was emailed to me. I had to email some back, fax some back, mail some back. So, um, hi, Missy. Hey, good afternoon. Good to see you. Um, we had nine sets of twins in your woohoo. So because I was so sick early in I mean, pretty much all of my first trimester and part of the second, um, we thought we were having there was at least two in there because it was bad. But they tell me it's just one, so I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Uh, yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. And email me. My email is my in the description of this video once I post it. And so if you have any other questions, but just just Google your city, state, local FSA, our local Farm Service Agency, hit enter, and some things should pop up for you. Okay. Um, you stopped at one. Girl, they are a trip, ain't they? They are a trip. Um, yeah, I bet it was fun as a kid. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. All right, y'all. It's been over an hour. I kind of want to keep it around that. It's been so much fun. Please comment if you have any specific questions that I can talk more about, maybe later um, in future lives. And it's been a pleasure. It's been so good. This has felt good. It just feels like I never left because y'all are so dope, and I really did miss y'all a lot. I really, really did. So thank you all for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your day and weekend. I don't know about y'all. It's been kind of gloomy here, like it wants to rain and it hasn't, or it did rain and it stopped and it's still cloudy. So it's kind of like that funky weather. It makes you feel kind of funky too, like you just want to sleep all day. But I hope your weekend goes well, and I will see you soon. Probably Tuesday, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. I will see y'all, and if I do Tuesday, it will be in the evening. If I do Wednesday, it'll be during the day. Who is that? Hi. It's Little Big Girl Farmer. My hair is crazy. Yeah. Oh yeah. Are you about to go outside? You already been outside? Mm-mm. Yeah, about to go. Okay. There she is. Say hi. I just told everyone that you're having a little sister soon. Yep. Yep. In May. In May, yes, she should be here in May. And Mom's gonna holler and scream like Allie's mom, Jenny. Yes, yes. We're Jenny definitely gonna have the same month as Mom. So she watches a show. She watches a show on YouTube called A is for Adley, and apparently her mommy.
Some of them is really old. So Adley is a baby.
Yes.
That's the one I cannot watch.
Right. Okay. Have fun outside. Bye. Y'all should. I know. Telling people's business. Always. Yeah, you have a great day too. Yeah, but she's learning a lot and asking a lot of questions, and that's good. But um, sometimes you're just like, Lord, the questions. Uh, but that's okay. That's okay. She's growing, y'all, and she's just thinking for herself, and I love that. I love that she has thoughts and things for herself and figuring stuff out too. Uh, so we're excited to watch her grow, and it's been quite interesting the past 9 months, 10 months, however long we've been on lockdown, are supposed to be on lockdown. Social distancing, in the house with her, but she's a pretty cool kid. So I'm sure y'all be seeing her more later. And okay, it is a TV show. I know. She keeps saying that she wants to start her own channel, but she never. And then she wanted to start her own business, and I said, "Cool. What would you like to do?" And she keeps saying that she wants to sell cows, and I'm like, where are you getting this from? Selling cows, and where are we gonna put the cow? Like, I don't. And then we have to have more than one because we have to make cows, right? Like, I don't know. She just, yeah. So selling cows is what we'll probably do to entertain her. We don't have room for a cow, and I'm pretty sure they would kick us out of this area if we put a cow on the property. But anywho, y'all, till next time. Love y'all. Take care.